Hello peeps, through hiking peeps, non-through hiking peeps, voyeuristic peeps, virtual hiking peeps, weekend backpacker peeps. All my peeps are either interested in me or what I'm doing. Welcome. I'm just now leaving Wrightwood, which is the most hiker-friendly town I've been to so far. It's actually, that town has inspired me to become a trail angel after this, and I actually got some plans. It's gonna take a little bit of capital, but I got some ideas for what would make an awesome trail angel. Holy mackerel. Shower last night, laundry this morning. I cannot tell you how fresh this shirt smells right now. It'll last about an hour before it gets stinky again, but right now, holy mackerel, it's like wearing a shirt made out of roses, or maybe more like lavender. I'm not sure. Anyway, decided not to zero in Wrightwood, although it would be so easy to. That town could be a vortex. It's small, but it's mighty as far as the hiker world is concerned. So yeah, here's how my experience went. So yesterday, I did 17 miles to push into what I just left, Inspiration Point. And the reason I pushed it is because clouds and cold were rolling in. The last couple miles, all the clouds, all those beautiful clouds that I posted on Instagram, all down below in the valley. It was creating a lovely white little fluffy blanket, very romantic, very lovely. Within a mile or two, it just rolled right up the mountainside and into right up these mountainsides right here. Can you see that? So that was all blanketed, lovely. There's Mount San Antonio right there. Wait, is that Mount San? Yeah, Baldy on the other side of it. Wait, can you see that? Yeah. Okay, so Mount San Antonio, Baldy on the other side of it. We are headed for tomorrow. Tomorrow we peak Baden-Powell. Anyway, so I got to the first junction where you can hike down right into the town of Wrightwood. It's about a 2.5, again, much like the Devil's Slide into Idlewild. It's about a 2.5 mile, very steep, snow covered at the top of it, but it clears toward the bottom, trek down into town. Could have done that, but I really like Idlewild. It didn't feel like, once again, climbing out of there and having that take up a quarter or half of my day, because I wanted to spend a little more time in town. Because right now it's like I'm hitting the trail about 3:15. And so yeah, I didn't want to do that. So I was told that I should be able to get a ride even though the top of Highway 2 is closed. So there wasn't a whole lot of traffic going up there. I think it's now open, or at least part of it is open. But so yeah, on the way, I asked my Instagram and Facebook peeps, or anybody who's following me, because we all kind of end up following each other out here. We exchange numbers and Instagram handles and whatnot, so we can track each other and contact each other for maybe information or hooking up or whatever. So I happened to, hold on a minute, this is more of that trash that I was finding. All this weird, these are like, can you see that? They look like, now that I'm getting a closer look at them, they look like broken up pieces of snow sleds. And I found a bunch of these coming. There was like a whole mess of them on the other side, closer to the ski lifts. And now it's kind of making sense to me. There's a lot of it. It's very colorful and very trashy. Anyway, back to my story. So I put out the word, and on Instagram a couple people got back to me. Niall, thank you very much, who said, you know what, continue on Inspiration Point. It's another 6 miles, by the way, past Acorn Trail that takes you right down into Wrightwood. Oh no, we're going uphill again. I was hoping I could get all this done before I had a bunch of huffing and puffing uphill to do. Here's a little thin up here. I'm only at about 7,200 feet, but still, you feel it. Anyway, Niall said, you know what? You'll get a ride. Go to Inspiration Point. And then my buddy Cutie, who's now Cutie with a booty, I'm just gonna let your imagination run wild with that one for a little bit. Cutie gave me the number of a trail angel, Karen, who was giving rides. So I said, cool. If nothing else, because I knew I was going to get there a little late. I gotta rest. I knew I was going to get there a little late, so I was a little concerned that, because it was like 4 o'clock, 4:30 when I hit the Acorn, and I still had 6 miles to get to Inspiration Point, which is where Highway 2 crosses the trail. Or, you know, the trail crosses Highway 2. Whatever you want to believe. Anyway, so I knew it was going to be kind of late. Plus, with the weather rolling in, like how many people are going to be hanging out up there just waiting to take a stinky hiker into town? But I took a chance. I figured worst came to worst, I could camp up there on the other side of the road and wait till morning. But as the clouds and the cold started rolling in, that idea seemed less and less palatable to me. So it actually caused me to push harder, faster to make it. And I got there to the parking lot at like 7 o'clock. I was freezing, and so I broke open my pack, started putting on some warmer clothes. I got my phone out, took it off airplane mode, and was ready to dial for my ride. Except for the fact that I had crappy signal. I couldn't even pull up Instagram so I could get the number, Karen's number, to call to get a ride. And even if I could find the number, I couldn't make the call. So, like, within 5 minutes of me landing there, I was feeling a little low and like, I should probably look for a place to camp. And there was one truck, one vehicle that happened to be I think it was a Ford, some kind of, I don't know, some big truck. And so as I'm digging through my pack and trying to figure out what to do, I hear this voice behind me. You need a ride? I'm like, what? What? That's why we call them angels. Just from out of nowhere, this guy, Spirit Wolf, and his dog show up. Guess they were out for a little walk, and he asked me if I want to ride. Yeah. So quick as could be, like I went from, and this is how the trail does. They say the trail provides, boy, I mean, you can call it trail providing. Some would say spiritual deity provides, name your deity, because there's a lot of cultures out here. I'm discovering a lot of different deities, and they're all apparently looking out for us. So within 10 minutes, 15 minutes, because it kind of went past Wrightwood, because we got into a conversation, which maybe I'll share with you as well, because now I have an idea for another movie that I'm gonna have to research and see if it's a story that's been told. But anyway, well, let me finish this story first. So he gives me a ride into town, drops me off at the hardware store, which is, everyone says go there first, for good reason, because they are that's the most hiker friendly hardware store I've ever been to. There was one of the Germans was there, and I said that, and he goes, this is the only American hardware store I've ever been in. And I said, dude, they're not all like this. There's a whole wall, a whole section of hiker gear in there, like stuff that people actually need, including shoes, socks, fuel, which I might have should have picked up a can, but yeah, I might be cold soaking by the time I hit hiker heaven. But anyway, amazing place. You go through the store and out back, There's a deck where you can put your pack while you do your shopping. They have a register, and then you sign the register, and then you get a pin. Let's see. Can you see that pin back there? I don't know if you can see it. I'll show it to you later. Just a cool Pacific Crest Trail pin that they give you after you sign the register. And they got charging stations. I had a box forwarded to them that I sent from Big Bear that had most of my resupply in it, and then I just supplemented with a few things at the grocery store, which is also super hiker friendly, because they also have tables right out front and charging stations and a whole separate hiker area out back behind the parking lot where there's like sunshade, bottles of water on ice, another charging station. It's just incredible. Like that whole town, if you didn't know any better, you'd see the whole town was just set up to help through hikers. It's crazy, but that's kind of how it feels. Like you're just walking down the road, people pull over, go, "Hey, you need a ride? Which way are you going?" This woman, Karen, who I finally, let me get back to the story. Oh wait, no, that was the story. I made it into town, blah, blah, blah. I finally did get a hold of Karen to give me a ride back out here. And she had was just coming back from Palm Springs. She drove a hiker to Palm Springs because she had to fly home for whatever reason. And yeah, she was just back from Palm Springs. In fact, when I called her, she was on her way back. And she's like, stay there at the grocery store. I'll pick you up in about 20 minutes. Unbelievable. And she doesn't ask for any money. She doesn't want to take your money. She's just doing it for the love of doing it. I mean, and that's pretty much what all these angels are about. There's some that are in it for profit, but most of them are just truly angels. And that's one of the things that I come to realize, and I think one of the aspects of the documentary that I want to explore is both the hikers and the angels and the other supporters of this trail are truly remarkable people. Givers, everyone. Just amazing people. And it's going to be my pleasure to dig into more of their stories and share them with you, and the incredible legacy of this trail. Holy mackerel, this can't be the campsite that what the heck? Let's go. What is... I can't. There's no way I went 2 miles already. I've only been talking for 13 and a half minutes. I haven't gone 2 miles to the campsite yet. Sure enough, there's hikers over there. And Grassy Hollow. Grassy Hollow Visitor Center. Oh, that's where I'm at. This is not where I was going to camp. But dang, good place to hang out and have some lunch. I probably know 1 or 2 of those people, but we're going to keep hiking. We'll see them again later at some point. And just in case you were wondering, this trail is for hikers and horses only. So if you're not on feet of some sort, hooves, feet, I think you find some llamas and alpacas out here when you get further up north. Anyway, you're not allowed. Nothing with wheels. So I am tempted to hit that visitor center. Oh, there's a water cache over there too. See? Hiker friendly. You don't get... There's probably a register I should sign, but oh well. I'm going to keep going just because that's what I'm going to do. And we're going uphill again, so I might be huffing. So yeah, Wrightwood. So I get into town. The store's closed. And of course all the angel information, they keep a list of angels who are willing to put people up or give people rides or whatever. But it's inside the store, and I had no access to it. So again, I'm like, well, not sure what I'm going to do. So I walked across the lot to where the grocery store is. Jensen's. And this is where I was telling you there's like 2 hiker sections, and charging stations, and all kinds of things. So I head over to the tables. Of course, there's a gaggle of hikers over there. a bunch of who I knew. And so I'm hanging out, telling them, store's closed. And then one of them, UV, she took a picture of the Angel page and she texted it to me. That was a big help. Basically, I just went down that list. I made two calls. Yeah, 2 calls. The first one was kind of iffy, just because there were some conditions I wasn't sure I wanted to live with. And then I called Jeff Fahey, I think it's his last name. And Jeff, another remarkable guy, he's been hosting hikers in his home for, I forgot what he said. I want to say like 14 years. A long time. And I mean, there was one time his wife told me, who's only been married to him for 2 years, so she's kind of new to this whole game, but still amazing, a champ. And yeah, one time he had like 18 hikers at his house. Where they stayed, I have no idea. He put me and Forget Me Not up in a room that they use for Airbnb as well. And very comfy. There was a recliner chair up there that I did not want to get out of. Forget Me Not ended up sleeping in it. It was so comfy. And yeah, but here's the deal. So I call him up. He's like, yeah, we can put you up, but you have to get here because I'm not driving anywhere. No problem. It's like a 1.5 miles away. So if I can't get a ride, I'll just walk. As much as I hate road walking. If it means shower and a bed and warmth and and laundry, I'll make the sacrifice. So it's great. He gives me the address, a couple of directions. I'm like, great, I can do this. So I'm trying to find a spot where you can not look. I don't know why it is we're always pointing right into the sun when I do these. Maybe because I don't know. It's later in the day. Usually I do it earlier. Anyway, so just to keep this moving along, I went inside and started grabbing some food, and I saw. Well, actually, I didn't see the message from him. I came back out to the tables. Forget Me Not was there, and he's like, Did you call a guy named Jeff? Angel, looking for a place to stay? I'm like, blah, 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 blah. What? How would you know that? Yes, as a matter of fact, I did. Oh, because he was just here. He said he had to grab some milk anyway, so he might as well pick you up. Like, wow, okay. So a few minutes later, he comes out. We introduce each other. And then it turns out Forget Me Not could also use a room for the night. So he came later. But anyway, I get in the car, and as we're driving, I learned the story of Jeff's day. And it turns out he woke up in the morning yesterday with a searing pain in, as he describes, a place he's never felt pain before. And his wife takes him to urgent care. Then the pain starts to go away. He leaves the urgent care on his way back home, and then it comes back again, stronger. And he's like, take a right turn here. And they end up going to the nearest emergency room, which is in another town, next town over. Turns out that he had a kidney stone. And if for anybody who's had them or knows somebody who's had them, it is not... to say it's not a pleasant experience is an understatement of the universe. It's incredibly painful. I fortunately haven't had to deal with it, although if I keep drinking all these sodas, I might have to dial down on the sugar and the sodas. It could happen. But Yeah, so he spent most of the day in the hospital. They gave him morphine, which is the king painkiller. And he felt fine afterwards. You know, they gave him some other drugs to keep the pain away while that stone, which they measured at 4 millimeters, works its way through. Not a pleasant experience. So, but anyway, on the heels of that, he had just gotten back from the hospital like an hour earlier when I called him. And he's like, yeah, sure, come on over. Oh, and I'll come pick you up. What the? Like, that's above and beyond the Call of Duty. He could have just said, you know what, I need to take the night off. And just rest at home, recoup. Maybe it was the morphine talking. I don't know. But whatever it was, he came through for me. Took a ride out to his place. Just a charming little cabin-like space. One of the things I've noticed about these trail towns, they all remind me of like the towns around where I grew up. Like very, log cabin-y, western feeling, lots of wood, lots of craftsmanship, cowboys. So far, the trail towns all feel like home to me.